Did anything unusual happen the night before?
Madam, can you tell me if you saw or heard anything unusual upon the night of the murder?
At 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a terrible scream. I thought nothing of it then. He would scream all the time when he was drunk.
Okay, so we know that Peter Carey drinks. Um, unless, as there's no other information that she gives us, and she'd probably remember something else between 7 and 10, we can assume that 2 in the morning is roughly the time of his death. Okay, what happened in the evening, though?
Can you please tell me what occurred on the evening of the murder?
Well, Peter got drunk in the evening. He was in such a terrible temper. Usually whenever that happened, he'd stay all night drinking in his cabin before passing out.
Not a happy marriage, then, we can assume. So possibly a motive? Though maybe not. I don't know. It depends how much the kind of, it's sacrilegious to leave the body there as an act or not. Also, it gives a reason for her not to check not to check the body and reveal it later. Would he have any visitors normally?
Was your husband accustomed to receiving visitors?
Oh, no, I don't think so. I mean, he didn't really have many friends. He lived quite an isolated life here, after his retirement.
No friends attached to that, not many enemies. So it's not going to be someone a recent enemy. If it's someone who's an enemy, it might be someone back from when he was whale hunting. That's a possibility. I'm sure that everything will become easier.
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes. Life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh my goodness, but how do you know about that?
What? How do we know about Plymouth? She went on a pilgrimage? Right, tab. So, Judith Carey is a woman with an uneasy life due to her unhappy marriage with Peter. Yep, she's very religious. A Christian Catholic woman who undertook a St. James Way pilgrimage when she was young. Oh, is that what the cameo's about? Look what that's about. No. Right. Judith is from the country, somewhere near the ancient pine woods of Inverness and Strathspey in Scotland, where the crested tit bird can be found. She's religious and undertook St. James Way pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela when she was a young woman. Okay. When she was a young woman. Now, we don't know exactly how old she was or how long they've been married, but, yeah, so I don't think Plymouth has anything to do with the profile. I think it's the pilgrimage.
You undertook a pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela when you were young. That much is evident from the rosary in your hand. The shortest route for the pilgrim from England to Spain is from Plymouth. I believe that you met Peter Carey as a young sailor there, and you married him soon afterwards.
That is indeed what happened, Mr. Holmes. How extraordinary.
Right.
Thank you, madam.
Okay. We're going down this way. I just want to observe what I can from here. Yeah, so... Ivy, so... Not well tended. And the plants that they have seem to be admittedly well ordered, but slightly more kind of food. It's interesting.
That the garden was well maintained.
You've said that pumpkins, various leaves. I would assume that they stayed isolated, and he basically had this as like almost a kitchen garden where he'd provide all the food, like cabbages over there. So that makes me think that the person who killed him, thinking along the lines, it reminds me a little Resident Patient-y. So he's providing the food, they're staying very isolated so that people don't find out about him, so that people from his past can't come and get him. That's the current theory. Inspector Lestrade.
Carey's body is inside the cabin. We took care not to touch anything.
Thank you, Inspector.
Mr. Holmes?
Constable. Let us go in then.
The door is locked.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Holmes, and I'll open it. I locked it yesterday to ensure that no one should enter the cabin and tamper with the evidence.
Ah, good thinking.
Hello, hello, hello.
What is it, Lestrade?
It seems to me that someone has tried to force it, Mr. Holmes.
Let me see.
I keep undering an eye whether it's Lestrade or Lestrade. Examine the door. Rusty there. Can I not observe the door? Alright, let's see if we can see something else then. Is there anything else to observe around the side? Window.
This window is locked from the inside. I do not see any attempt at a break-in.
So they didn't try and break in through the window, only through the door. Is there a back entrance? Back window. Can we see anything in there? Load of blood. Looks like the body's not in the blood though. So it's purely down to the door, which I don't seem to be able to interact with that much. Right. That seems to be the obvious place to look. Hinges are not great, but... Yes, a door. It's the door lock. I'm aware of this. I know that there are scratches. I should be able to interact with this.
Scratches are fresh.
I should be able to. I should be able to. Yeah, I knew that. I shouldn't have to use that.
Someone tried to force
Ugh.
open the door.
I swear these scratches were not here yesterday.
Our mysterious visitor came here last night.
Well, he's not the man for the job. This lock is not a difficult one.
Perhaps he did not have the right tool.
Or he may have been drunk. Looking at those scratches, could be that he couldn't get it in properly. He couldn't use the tool properly. I don't know. Various harpoons. Oh, he was by the blood.
What a terrible way to die.
Right. Okay. Let's look at other things first, so he doesn't. So there's no problems with it. There's no marks that could show some other item.
The
Tooth.
of a sperm whale. Probably from one of Peter Carey's catches.
I want to avoid using this vision thing. Because it might just go, oh, you need to look at this in very particular thing that I can't see anything else there. I can't see any marks that would tell me of something that's been taken. Ship's logs.
The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain.
That's something to look into. I'm sure, yes. We might want to have a look at see if there's any reports of those in the newspaper or encyclopedia. 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 It would be encyclopedia, wouldn't it? Sorry. As there might be particular reports of attempted mutinies, which might point to enemies.
Rooms for hunting whales.
Or Peter's wooden chest. Anything interesting in here? The alcohol, of course. Boots.
Peter Carey's boots. They look to be a size 8.
We can compare them to the footprints outside. Navigation tools.
Navigation instruments. Nothing interesting.
Is that it? Am I forced out now? Right. Yep, the boots. We'll have to try those out with the footprints outside.
Someone drank from this glass recently.
I would assume that would be Peter. One of them is Peter Carey. Could it be? Okay, running an. Okay, so an old shipman comes round, and they get drunk together. Get angry. Peter Carey, possibly.
The initials PC have been crudely burned. A sailor's work.
Open it. Tobacco.
This aroma is familiar, but to recognize it, I must construct my associations in one picture.
I'm sorry, what? Right. Rotate and move. I want to clear picture. I don't know what I'm doing. What do I have to do? Okay, so I can only move this backwards and forwards like that. Now I want to move... I don't know where you belong. Got to try and match these up, haven't I? So I think... Do you go there, and you go... I mean, you, I think, should go like that. But I don't know where anything else goes. You can rotate everything, can't you? Ah, there we go. Right, so we want to... There, that goes like that. So then... Okay, now I don't know where... Okay, so... It's not the best way of lining things up, is it? But I think that goes like that, looking at the tobacco leaf. So then this... I don't know where you go. Do you go like that? No. Oh, you're the figurehead, surely. Like that. So then you go... Like that. There we go. Ah!
This is a coarse tobacco, quite strong and very popular among sailors.
Okay, so... A former sailor called Peter Carey has a tobacco patch with popular tobacco for a sailor with PC. There are 2 glasses, so someone visited.
A sailor's drink. It seemed that Captain Carey was enjoying a drink before he met his death.
With 2 glasses. Right. 2 glasses. Right. Possibility. Visited by an old sailing companion. Visited by an old sailing companion. They get drunk. It's like they get drunk together, they smoke together. Peter Carey gets up, there's a knife there. In a drunken argument, pulls out his knife. The other fellow grabs harpoon, stabs him. Possible. I'm leaning more towards to a crime of passion, because if it weren't, why use the harpoon? Why not use a weapon that was more suited to the task? Why not do it more stealthily? But then again, could be someone. Pardon me. Could be someone who knows that there'd be a harpoon here. I think the person we're after is a sailor, though I might be wrong. Right, and the knife. There we go.
This wooden handle is plain and solid.
Anchor. So leans towards. So still thinking sailor. Blade.
This blood is from the pool underneath the dead body.
Okay, so it wasn't
Carey
used.
tried to defend himself with this knife, but he did not succeed.
Well, he didn't draw any blood, so notebook.
JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook.
Okay, what's in it then?
The pattern of the blood stain indicates that the notebook was not lying on the floor prior to the crime, but it was dropped into the pool of blood after the death of Peter Carey.
So, assumably then, someone who was in here had the initials JHN. No, I don't want this. Oh, this isn't actually a thing here. Surprising. Was JHN, and if they'd carried it in their pocket, they would have had it. Right. Oh. ASM 334023125981 TY127702045679.
These abbreviations mean something, but what?
A code, possibly? No, I want to have another look. There's some connection. They're lined up, so there's a connection between the numbers and the abbreviations. It could be. It could be. What could the numbers be? I have no idea. Right. Ooh, we have a thing. What is it? Right. Right, break-in attempts. Several unsuccessful attempts made to break in, scratching the lock. Okay, so if I did that. Draw a clear picture of the crime by forming your deductions from the combination of clues. Track down the guilty party. Task, make an ambush. An ambush must be made tonight to see if the break-in attempt will be repeated. Yes.
Someone was here yesterday.
Indeed.
They attempted to force the door to gain entry.
So, yeah, we need to talk to Lestrade about that, don't we? I want to say Lestrade because it's got an E in it. Is there another thing we can do, or do we only get to link one to one? So we can attach these together, but that doesn't give anything. Okay. Okay, so, and we haven't got any other clues, have we? Okay, that's interesting. So it's kind of, you're putting things together in game. So I think, I'm guessing, it's a sailor who did this.
Peter Carey was impaled to the wall by a whaling harpoon.
So it's been rammed in so far that it's stuck in the wall. So that implies a man of strength. Right. The harpoon I've already got. Pierce chest.
The weapon fully penetrated the body. The force of the blow was immense.
Yeah, so it must have been someone quite strong. The clothes.
Peter Carey was fully dressed. He was not caught by surprise. It is possible that he knew his murderer.
Yes. I think 2 glasses point me towards that. His face.
This man is in his 50s, yet he still looks quite strong.
So it must have been someone even stronger who could deal with him. So you got a new thing here. Yeah. Born in 1845, 50, he commanded the whaler Sea Unicorn of Dundee for many successful expeditions. For the many, okay, I thought it would have gone into a bit more detail. Alright, I think we've got everything. Ooh, the ship's nameplate.
The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded.
Can I look at these pictures? Let's not stand in the blood. Right, I think we've looked at everything, haven't we? Ah, he had a bed. So there's still something to see here. Apparently. Bit of wood there, it could be an extra compartment. I mean, the fact that it's not gone white tells me that I've missed something here. I don't want to use the vision, though. I want to see if I can get there myself. But, right. Because all the other places where I've gotten everything I can. Just...
The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain.
Okay, so that's just him thinking. So that's an object of interest. So all the green things are ones I've fully investigated, aren't they? So... Okay, this... Yes, shelf. Suspiciously empty space. Let me interact with it then. Oh, do I have to do this thing? Okay, there's a slight discoloration here, admittedly. Do I have to... I can't click on this outline in the dust. Oh, it is.
This place is not covered with dust, like the rest of the shelf. An object was taken from here. It was larger than a book, a box, or a small chest, perhaps.
What does that F mean? What was that F? Okay. I have no idea what that is. So, okay, maybe not out of anger then. Maybe, but he was drinking. That's what we've said. We've heard he was drinking. He's in here. This other fellow comes in, picks up, tries to take the box. He protects it, and the erstwhile thief, grabs a harpoon to defend himself. But whoever this guy was, he was strong. A map. Dundee? Yes. Hammerfest.
It's a whaling map.
Yeah, the whale kind of gave that away, Holmes. So whoever it was strong enough to do this to a man who otherwise is quite strong.